This video we're going to be showing you how to change the oil and filter on a 2010 Chevy Cobalt. So first thing you want to do is remove the oil cap and pull off this cover. Set it aside. Filter on this model is right down here in the front. You're going to need a low profile socket made specifically for these to get that cap off. But after you remove the oil fill cap, then you're going to want to raise the vehicle. Once you get your vehicle up, whether on jack stands or a jack or a lift, get clearance for your drain pan to be underneath. And then what I like to do on these that point almost parallel with the ground, so that oil is going to shoot straight out pretty rapidly at the beginning, especially if it's warm. I go ahead and I put like a splash shield, this piece of cardboard in here. That way it has kind of a backboard, and I'll need to lower the vehicle just a little bit to get that to wedge in between the frame and the drain pan, but I'll give it a backstop so it doesn't spill everywhere. This is a 15mm drain pan bolt. Once you get it at the right height, you can kind of wedge this piece of cardboard in there to stop that outward flow. This one's not very warm. I just drove it out of the garage into here, so it didn't reach the shield. So let that drain out, and then you reinstall your plug. All right, we're down to just a dribble, so I'm going to reinstall the drain plug. Once you get the drain plug reinstalled, we come back to the top side and we're ready to change the filter. So you need one of these low profile sockets to fit on top of that housing where it won't interfere with the intake runner. I'm just going to use a long 3/8 drive extension to get my ratchet up above all this other stuff. Nice thing about these is when you drain the oil out first, you're not going to spill anything because it's already all been drained out of this filter housing as well. So that's the old one. You pull the old one off. The new one is 9018 for synthetic. I use the XGs for synthetic oil. And then you just snap the new one in place. There's like a retaining clip down there that once you put it on, it'll hold. Next thing, you replace the O-ring that's on there. So the new one comes with the filter. Just going to use a small pick to take that O-ring off, slip this one on, and then put a little bit of oil around the new O-ring. That way it doesn't bind when you're tightening it down. So you just take a pick, get underneath the edge of that. It'll come right off. It's just kind of hard to do with one hand. So use two hands to get that started, but then you just roll it down into position. Get it in that groove, and a lot of times there's enough residual oil on this housing that you just kind of use your fingers, wipe it off the threads onto that O-ring before you reinstall. You can see it's a little moist, so we're good to go. when tightening, these styles just bottom out. So you'll be able to feel it when it stops. That's the end of it. Now for the 2010 Cobalt with a 2.2, it's a refill of 5 quarts. The oil, I believe, is 5W30. Yes, 5W30, 5 quarts. So we'll stick a funnel in there, refill, and then we'll go inside and reset the oil light, and that's it. So we finished with our 5 quarts refill. We're gonna put the engine cover back on. This is one of the ones that you gotta make sure it goes over the dipstick and the fill hole so you can get your cap back on. Put it on from the front to the back. Works better. Now we'll set the light off, reset inside, and we're done. Now we're done on the outside, we're going to reset the oil light. So it'll come up, say change oil soon, depending on where you're at in your cycle. But you'll toggle through with the menu button on your steering wheel until you come across the oil life. And then you push the gas pedal 3 times within 5 seconds. And it will reset to 100%. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.